Hey everyone, welcome to the Roll4It holiday special character creation video. I'll let everyone, well, I guess you guys kind of know everybody, but we'll just quick go through who everybody is really quick, and then we'll get to the creation part. So you guys know me, I'm Margaret. I'm going to be your GM this time around, which is going to be really fun. I'll just go around. I don't know what actual order people are in because I don't see that. EE's running it all. So E, we'll start with you.
Hello, I'm EE. I'm not used to being on this side under the GM. This is weird. What do you do? How does this work? I'm confused. Hi.
You try and break everything.
Yeah. Try and break everything. That I can do.
I'm excited for you to break everything.
I don't know how I can break anything in this RPG. Like, it seems like an RPG that's designed to break things. Or possibly seduce Santa, but you wrote that bit out.
Yeah, I wrote the seducing Santa out, but there's other. I made it so there's something. It'll be fun.
A secret ending.
And then we have Bentham that you guys know already.
Hello.
It's not gonna be creepy like that. And then
apparently
of course we
Santa has a secret ending, so
they all have secrets.
A happy ending, that's fine.
Put it this way: Santa and Mrs. Claus are not who you think they are. I rolled for them, and they have some crazy stuff going on in their repertoire.
Hey, look, whatever they get up to that's consensual is there, like...
Yeah,
just saying.
It might not be consensual, though.
I'm not into that.
Can I vote for...
write that off
can I vote for hijacking the reindeer and just being like, screw this,
I didn't mean that kind of thing. Oh my god, it doesn't have to be sexual. Gosh, you guys are horrible.
But it's
moving on.
though.
We also have brought back... This is already chaotic, guys. This is what happens when you wake up the UK people way too early. We also have brought back Josh with us, who I get to play Layla with, and you guys have seen on our other streams as well.
Hello.
How you feeling? Are you awake, Josh?
We'll see.
I thought he was eating ice cream.
Oh yeah, no, I was eating yogurt. If only I had ice cream.
And then we brought back Blue Jay.
Yeah, me. My dog is tangled up. Where it goes? She was tangled in all the cables underneath my desk for a second there. Yeah, I'm Blue Jay. I played recently on EE and EE's Divinity Original Sin 2 GM mode RPG with
that got really
long. Death in the Family.
Death in the Family.
Multiplayer.
The
name was
Josh and Bentham too, and Lauren, who we miss. I feel like I get with my RPG groups, if we play more than a one shot together, I feel like this is like the group, and it's like I love you so much, Nags, but it's so weird to have everybody here except for Lauren.
I know. I'm sorry.
Also, there may have been more chocolate coins.
Oh my goodness.
That is so many chocolate coins.
I don't know what to do with it.
Are you sure it's not the chocolate coins that
I haven't started. Yeah, everyone, this is like the morning after I did a charity stream and I have food poisoning. So, you know, it's a really good morning so far.
I don't recommend eating those chocolate coins
I'm not eating them right now. They'll come back up. It'd be horrible.
Just wait until you can truly enjoy them, E.
I will. There's no like dark chocolate coins though, so sorry, I can't send you any.
You know, I was really
dark chocolate's my favorite.
Chocolate coins that had been in the mail for like 3 weeks. That would have been excellent. It's fine. I have
chocolate can last a pretty decent time. It's not like it's gonna get.
You're right. It's winter. Mailing chocolate during the winter is totally fine. If it were summertime, I would be like,
oh, it melts. It's like melted before it gets to you.
I ordered chocolate from Amazon during the summer one time, and it came and it was just like this big blob. It was gross.
Wait, can you just repeat that last line?
I ordered chocolate from Amazon
and
in the summertime, and it came and it was just this. Oh,
there we go. Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Why?
You had a good start.
Did you just get it?
I don't know. Okay.
Got it.
We can't handle this RPG. It's too much for the children in the group.
I'm sorry. I read the rules and I was like, wow, what did I agree to? Okay.
I've rewritten the rules though, so look, that's a good segue. I've rewritten the rules, so we're gonna go through that process right now for you guys and make characters. So we'll just get started with it. The first things first is that we'll go through it. I'm Santa. I'm gonna be playing some of the other characters as well because I think it's kind of fun to have like few different characters rather than just one. And you've come to the North Pole to serve and protect me. Sounds really weird, but yeah, that's kind of what's happening in order to bring all the toys to all the children and all the lands. And we're going to play a favor race. That's basically how the main arc of this game is going to be. And you're going to be using candy canes as your currency. Santa will give candy canes to the elves, and it works a little bit like experience. And in a favor race, you're basically competing for the most favors. So whoever has the most favor at the end wins. So you want the most candy canes. That's how you win this game. So over the 4-hour session, that's going to be their goal. They can spend candy canes in various different ways. They can spend candy canes to remove stress. Yes, there's stress. We'll talk about what that is a little later. You can remove one stress for candy cane. You can raise an attribute. Or attribute, however you want to pronounce it, by spending 10 times the new level in candy canes. Or you can add a point of bonus point to a roll, and this is applied before the multiplication at a cost of 1d6 candy canes. And then you can also trigger a random event by spending candy canes as well. And I've also provided this information to you guys in a handout. So you can go to your handouts and you can see gaining candy canes. I've made you a nice handy dandy spending and gaining candy canes handout for the future. And speaking of how you get them, if your candy cane drops to 0, you will have to be dismissed, and we wouldn't want that now, would we? So if you hit 0 candy canes, you can reduce an attribute by 1 to gain 10 times the new level in candy canes. And all this information is right there for you guys as well. And then gaining candy canes, you gain them from successfully attending to Santa, achieving a nice atmosphere with Santa, completing a major difficult goal that he assigns to you, or by saving his life, or by merrymaking with Santa. And it gets less depending on how much merrymaking you make. We'll get through what merrymaking is. It's not the naughty thing, but I kind of made it keep it like that because I think it's funny to have innuendos.
Especially if we keep a nice atmosphere. So I'm thinking some, Barry White. You put on
a
some
nice atmosphere is like, for instance, let's say you're in a room and there's a fireplace, but it's not lit. So you decide to light the fireplace, right? Like that would be like achieving a nice atmosphere. You look around the room or you see Santa. Attending to Santa would be like he's sitting down in his chair and his mug of hot cocoa is empty, and you're like, oh, I should refill his cup of cocoa. That would achieve like attending to him, right? So things like that. Saving his life is pretty obvious, like he's on the verge of dying or he's falling from a ladder or something. That would be that. So I mean, we can go through all the examples, but I think you guys get.
If Santa does die, who takes over?
Santa number 2.
Just saying.
Come on. Who's going to give you candy canes if Santa dies?
Exactly.
If I become Santa, I'll give myself all the candy canes. We're good.
Keep in mind that as you can gain candy canes, you can also lose them if you fail at these things. So, for instance, we'll get through some of these things, but for instance, if in the case that you're trying to give the hot cocoa to Santa, right? Let's say Blue Jay is trying to give hot cocoa to Santa, but Bentham and Enter Elysium have teamed up to trip her and trick her into falling over, and she spills the hot cocoa on Santa instead. She would lose. She would lose favor with Santa by doing that. So that's kind of like the example. And I use an example like that further on down to explain things.
I mean, I didn't do anything. You were just really clumsy. You should look where you're going, Bleach.
This is going to be so fun. I'm really excited. I hope that all of these things happen. So let's go ahead and start creating our elves now that you know like the basics of how you win the game, how you gain and lose candy canes, and that's basically the concept of it all. And we'll go through like the intricacies once we've got your character created. So the first things first is you have different types of attributes. So you have athletics, which is going to be your physical ability and combat ability. Affection, which is going to be how good you are at forming bonds with Santa and other elves. Skill, which is going to be how good you are at your elfly duties. And cunning is going to be how clever you you are at tricking enemies and other elves and deceiving Santa. Luck is going to be how lucky you are. I mean, it's pretty simple. And then will be how positive and constructive your thinking is. And to generate your attributes, you are all going to roll me 2d6 and divide by 3, and you'll round down for a score from 0 to 4. So you do this for each of your attributes. So starting with athletics, go ahead and roll those. Start dropping them into your character sheets, and you'll basically just roll 2d6 divided by 3, and that will be the number. And round down when you roll. And go ahead and start filling out your sheets.
All right. Oh, I already hacked.
I don't know if we want to go one by one for everybody, or if we want to do.
I was just about to roll all my stats at once. So.
Oh, okay. You could do that. I don't know if you want to show everyone's stats, or if we want to show that later.
So are we just doing in order? So the first thing I roll has to be my athletics?
Yes. The first thing you do is, so it'll be in the order of what's on your sheet. So it'll be your athletics, then your affection, then your skill, then your cunning, then your luck, then your will. We could do it where you guys can pick which ones you want to put into where. Do you want to do it that way?
I'm just going to take whatever is random because I have no idea.
Let's just take what's random.
Okay. Because it might be fun to pick like the things that you want as your.
This is great. I'm totally fine with it.
Okay.
Wait, no,
7.
That's your affection. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that elf is affectionate.
Yep, that's right. That's so like me. I don't know how to divide by. Okay, so it would basically be like
you roll 2d6/3, and it'll do the math for you.
Oh.
You don't have to do the math, but now that you've already rolled, you can
like
take
that.
3. Yeah.
2d6.
I assume you round down, right?
Round down is what I said. Yep.
Yeah.
How would you just like copy someone else's roll? Because seems like a very easy way to do it.
I've got loads of cunning. I like this character already.
/3.
Oh, it's perfect for you.
Yeah, I'm a cunning.
Wait.
Does
this
that
mean
But don't worry. The master, aka Santa, and Mrs. Claus, they will have less, even lower stats than you, because I think they have to divide by 4 instead of dividing by 3. Yeah. So.
My stats are pretty okay. My stats are okay. I have a 1 in athletics, a 3 in affection, a 3 in skill, a 1 in cunning,
Damn it, didn't work.
a 2 in luck, and a 2 in will.
Yeah, Benson, you have to just paste them over and over and over again.
I tried to be clever and
open square bracket, open square
instead of
bracket, open bracket, 2d6, close bracket, divide by 3, close square bracket, close square bracket.
Okay, that's
Hey,
really
you guys aren't doing bad on rolls. Santa has a negative in one of his stats. I'm not going to say what it is, but yeah.
Santa's not perfect?
No, it actually makes a lot of sense where Santa's not perfect.
He hibernates for like 364 days of the year. Like
I'm going to guess it's athletics.
Also, did you know Santa? So here's the thing. This is an interesting stat.
What? Santa isn't real?
Santa is 1,747 years old, and Mrs. Claus is 500 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like, Robin from the Cradle, Santa. Whoa. Everyone got their stats?
I have a 2, a 2.
Down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a 2, a 2, a 2, a 3 in cunning, a 2, a 3 in will. So
that's pretty good.
I'm playing my normal character then. Okay.
I have a 2, a 2, a 0 in skill, a 2, a 2, and a 2.
You're playing yourself in real life.
Thank you.
What you got, Bentham?
I've got a 1, a 3, a 2, a 3, a 3, and a 3.
Wow.
Damn. You and your rolls, son.
So, when Maggie said it was us two being cunning and tripping up Blue Jay with no cunning, basically that's what we're doing.
Life.
Yeah.
That was real life.
Maybe you use something else. I don't know. All right, moving on. Now we are going to roll for our elf types. Everyone's going to roll a 1d6 twice to generate 2 elf types. And then you're just going to let me know what you rolled, and I will give you your elf types.
I rolled a 3 and a 1.
So Blue Jay, you are pure. You gain +1 to your affection and -1 to cunning, which means you're pure, sweet, clean, and fragile. And what was your second number?
1.
And 1 means that you are youthful. So you get +1 luck and -1 athletics.
Great. Now I've got 2 zeros.
This means you're childish, young, innocent, sweet, and cute. So you're kind of like, oh, you're like the precious one.
I am. I have 0 athletics, 4 affection, 3 skill, 0 cunning, 3 luck, and 2 will.
You're like the most adorable, cutest elf ever.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Lucian!
I'm just
Stop
super-
it, E. Why? He keeps using his like anime voice. All right, who's up
By the way,
next?
it's not Santa, it's Santa Pie.
Oh
Oh,
god.
Oh,
Did
my
we
too early.
Josh is like,
Doing-
it's too-
All right, let's let the Sundar.
and for me, it's getting late. I'm tired. Who wants
So
to
we
go
get
next?
both of these traits, did you say? Or do we pick?
Yes. You're gonna get both of them. So tell me what we'll go with you, Bentham. What are your 2 numbers? Give me 1 first, and then I'll give you your
I got
stats.
6.
So 6, you are a heroine. You get +1 to will and -1 to luck. This means you are earnest, single-minded, and you try your very, very best.
Awesome. And I also got a
What's
3.
your second one?
I got a 3.
A 3. So you are also pure, which gives you +1 affection and -1 cunning. And you are pure, sweet, clean, and fragile. Aw, you guys are both
Oh, my
adorable.
sneakiness is ruined. Now I'm nice. Damn
I'm
it.
gonna ruin everything.
Well, just wait, you guys. You're gonna have more things to your character than just that. Josh, let's go for you next. What are your
I got a 6 and a 4.
So 6, you're a heroine as well. You get +1 will, -1 luck. You are earnest, single-minded, and you try very hard. And what was your second one?
4.
4, you're cool. You get +1 skill and -1 affection. And you are composed, expressionless, unflappable, and doll-like.
Is this?
You're like a creepy-ass elf.
Did you?
Yeah, that
say
sounds really
cool
weird.
or Cruel.
Cool.
What? You're very cool, yeah. You're like, it's fine.
Like,
That doesn't sound cool though. That's
I don't know.
terrifying.
I'm just
So-
imagining like Grease, but as an elf, like leather jacket, slick back hair.
Oh, that's cute. All right, E, what's yours?
Okay. 1 and a 5.
All right, 1, you are also youthful. You get +1 luck, -1 athletics. You're childish, young, innocent, sweet, and cute. And you said 5?
Yeah.
This is interesting. You're also brawny. Athletics, you get +1, and skills, you get -1. You're wild, energetic, vigorous, and tomboyish.
That was
So you're
athletics
like-
and skill. Athletics up, skill down.
Yeah, you have. They basically athletics evens out. You get -1 skill, +1 luck.
Right, so
Pretty
the
much.
first one was youthful, and the second one
Youthful.
was brawny. Okay.
Brawny. Yeah.
I'm youthful and pure.
I wanted
Yeah,
to be like
Blue Jay's
evil.
like the sweetest combo. Like, also there's lovable. None of you got lovable. Oh,
I mean, we all got that in real life.
yeah, this is true. All right, moving on. Now we're going on to their elf colors. Now, how elf colors work is that there will be certain NPCs who have a favored color, or you guys will have your favorite color. You get bonuses when you're rolling with these people if you are that color type, and they get negatives and things like
So
that.
basically, they're North Pole racists.
Yeah.
So.
Doesn't seem like a
Basically.
good system at all.
No.
If I don't get blue, I'm suing.
I mean, I'm with her.
right.
Like,
Well, you're going to roll 2d6, and I will let you know what those things are going to be.
4, 3.
So you're 4, 3. You are cream. Is your elf color?
Cream.
Yep.
For your hair, is that?
No, this one is for your uniform. You guys, I'm gonna let you guys pick your own hair colors and eye color. This is just what color your uniform is.
Oh, okay.
One's
So
cream
I get to
colored.
pick hair color and eye color, but
Yeah, you can pick your hair and eye color. This is just for your uniform. I want it to be random because all the NPCs are random too, so I think it'll be funny. And then let's go to the next one. Who wants to roll?
Bentham already did.
I rolled. I got a 1 and a 4.
A 1 and 4 means pink. Your uniform's pink.
Okay.
I've got a 4 and a 6.
A 4 and a 6. Yours is silver.
And I got a
Oh.
2 and a 1. I was so
Yours is
close
purple.
to blue.
Yeah, yours
So
really close to blue.
close. I guess
purple.
purple's okay.
I will let you know, some of you have colors that some of the NPCs do favor. So there are some of you who are gonna be lucky when you roll. All right, now we're gonna move on to special abilities, which this is gonna be really fun. We might change some of these just to make them more festive, but I think that we'll just go through them and see where we get with each of them. So your special elf ability, you are going to be rolling 1d66, and then I'll tell you what you roll beyond that.
54.
You rolled 54, EE. Hold on. 54. You have tragic love.
No!
You've had a sad or this is like payback.
No!
You've had a sad or tragic experience with love.
Aww.
Aww.
Precious.
And this means you have to roll me something else, so give me 1 second. Because you have that, I need to look down for tragic love.
It's all coming back now. It's all coming back.
Tragic love table. So I need to look for the tragic love table.
We're gonna have to rename the.
Okay, so now you need to roll me 1d6.
1d6.
When you press the D66 button, it rolls 11d6.
No, it rolls.
It rolls 1d6 times 10 and 1d6.
So one of the D6s is in the 10 spot.
Yeah. 4.
4.
Not like
So
making
yours
it
4.
great.
Former. Oh my gosh, we are gonna have to change this because it is not appropriate.
What is it? I want to know what it is.
In Made RPG rules, it says former prostitute. You used to tell your body.
What would a former elf?
I want to have everyone else is like a normal elf, and I'm just there going, I've seen some shit. I've been around the block.
If you're talking about the maids are like an escort in the classic Maid RPG, is that
Yeah,
what they
some
are?
of them could be, yeah.
So if you're an elf that was a former, like, I think like a hard laborer.
A mole
right.
elf. You used to be a mole elf.
That you used to not work at the North Pole. You worked somewhere that was a lot less classy.
Yeah, a lot
Like-
less classy. Like,
But this is
Like
I
in
was,
a mine.
So I was married. I was in love with someone who mined presents in the present mines of the North Pole, where Santa sends the bad elves.
In the present mines.
Is it not the coal mines for the coal?
Yeah.
oh, the
That's
coal mines.
Where the
You
bad
used to
elves
work in the
live.
coal mines.
No, I loved someone. I loved someone who used to work in the coal mines. 'Cause of
Okay,
tragic
you
love.
love someone that used to work in the
You
coal
love
mines.
someone who used to work in the coal mines. That's dirty.
All right. Now you're gonna roll me one more 1d66 because I'm giving you guys 2 special qualities.
44.
44 accent. You have an unusual way of speaking.
Darth, hello,
And we're
welcome to
We're
North
gonna,
Pole.
we're gonna roll to see what
Oh,
that is.
no.
Roll me
You're giving him an
1d6. Roll me 1d6.
6.
Oh,
6. You're a foreigner. Pick a foreign personality for your elf.
Hello,
Um,
welcome to Elftown.
Russian
I am a
elf?
Russian elf.
oh no.
That's funny.
Santa's
In
keeper.
Russia, children don't get presents. Presents get you. There we go.
What?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something.
Alright. Write that down. You're good. Who wants to go next?
I think Josh was next.
Oh, 42.
42. 42 is a symbol. You have some kind of special mark on your uniform. Yeah, so let's roll that. So roll me a 1d6, I believe.
Okay. 5.
You have a star, like the star on top of a tree.
Yay!
Yeah. So this is going to be on your hat, on your shirt, on your belt, and then on your stocking.
Branded into his cheek.
Yeah, you just have stars everywhere. You're basically like, you know those My Little Ponies, how they have a little brand on their butt? You just have like, yeah. You have your own little.
Is it like a rank thing? Is he like a special elf?
It's
I don't know.
It's,
He's gonna have to
Dressed in
tell us
silver and
what the star
stars.
means.
So yes.
it's a
Or
subdom
is it
thing.
like, because either it's that or he's breaking uniform code.
I think I might be a general elf.
Oh, he's cool. So he's like he had to make himself more unique by like adding something to his uniform,
It's like
a little
maybe it's like an elf gang tat.
flair.
There's a gang of star elves.
Yeah, the Star Elf gang. And they just brand themselves with like fireside pokers. Every time they go with Santa, they brand themselves with a star using one of the fireside pokers from one of the places.
No,
they visit.
no, you have
They
to,
have
you
like
have to
turf
earn
wars
your
with like the
star.
bauble elves.
Yeah. We're better than the bauble elves, but you have to earn your star by climbing to the top of the tallest conifer and getting it from the top.
Ooh, I like that. All right. You have
And the
to add
star
that in
symbol
your
is like you then steal the star from the top and you have to eat it, but it always gets stuck in your throat. So you just walk around with like star sticking out your throat.
No, you don't.
All right, roll me one more 1d66 for another special ability or
Okay.
quality. Because we're gonna give you guys 2.
36.
36.
26.
Ooh, angel/devil. You are a being from another world charged with judging good and evil. This
Yeah,
is
naughty
totally
or
The
right.
good kids and the bad kids.
I like to imagine we'll call this like you work in the department of naughty and nice. And you're basically checking people off the list. So that's kind of like one of your jobs as an elf.
But is
the
he a naughty specialist or a nice specialist, like the angel or the devil type?
The Department of Niceties bad kid specialist.
I mean, I think you should roll a d2 and figure out.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be both, but yeah, we can do a 1d2. 1 is nice and 2 is naughty.
Yeah.
Naughty kid.
That's why
I'm
he has the
coming for you.
brand.
I don't understand why you're so into branding.
I don't know. He's really into the brand. All right, next up,
It would be me. I got a 46.
a 46. All right, 46 as accessory. You have a special accessory attached to your uniform. Let's see what that is. Roll me a 1d6.
A 5.
A 5. Ooh. So it says black leather gloves, but I'll let you kind of describe what these gloves look like. Basically, you have special gloves compared to everybody else. Like everyone else has their normal uniform, but you have like these special gloves that you wear too to keep your fingers warm.
Well, my uniform color is purple.
Mhm.
And so my gloves aren't leather because that would be weird.
Yeah.
But they're like purple, they're purple gloves that match my uniform, and then like right at the elbow they have like little fur, like white fur. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to say that because of that, if you lose a garment piece of your garment, if you lose only one piece of your garment or break or damage one piece of your garment, you actually still get the benefit of that garment. But if you do lose 2, so basically you just have 1 extra armor kind of thing.
Is the chance for us losing items of clothing high?
Well,
It's the-
someone could
it's the
burn
common problem.
burn it or cut it, or like you guys can do nefarious things to each other. I don't know. I don't know how
There's-
how
you can
much you're
wrestle,
willing
you
to
can
get the
blood
most
wrestle.
candy canes.
She keeps saying that she's moved it away from the lewd aspect and then keeps going, by the way, you'll all end up naked together. You know, it might happen.
No, it's not naked. It's like you make a tear in someone's stocking so that when they're checking uniforms, your uniform is kind of ripped. Not like you're naked, guy.
I mean, of course, there'll be strategically placed pine cones.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, if one of you guys ends up naked in it, it will be really funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, do I get another one?
Yes, you get one more.
43.
What was that?
43?
43. Delinquent. You're like the nice person, but you're a delinquent. What? Something about you is very much like a delinquent. All right, roll me a 1d6.
Oh gosh. I don't know if I want to be a delinquent. 6.
Ooh, you have rough speak.
Aww.
Like you talk like a gangster or something. You can
I don't know if I can do
Since
that.
you're so pure, I'm imagining this is like you trying to be like really like hip and in with it, but you're just so pure and it's just like, oh, isn't she precious?
Oh no.
You're like, oh my gosh, that's really funny.
What, mate? Yeah, I totally want
gonna-
some of that banging ganja, man.
I don't know how to do that. I'm too pure IRL.
I think that you could play it off as something more like because you are like
Can I
an innocent-
swear? Can I be an elf who swears? I'm good.
Oh god, that's
I
something
imagine
that,
it's something
doesn't have
like
negatives.
you try to talk cool or hip.
Like,
You know what
cool kids. I'm better at swearing than I am at being hip.
I mean? But you're supposed to be like innocent, so I don't know how.
But I'm a
I mean,
delinquent.
this is hip in elf terms, so God knows what that's like.
I guess.
You know, you can be pretend that you really want to be like Legolas.
Maybe she actually eats the candy canes rather than actually using them as currency, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?"
That's not fair because then I'll have less.
He's just trying to
feel
get rid
this
of
is
you
just
with the
a ploy by-
competition.
Hey, you know, you've got 0 cunning. I'm just saying.
Oh
It's
my
okay.
gosh,
I'll
cool.
be the cute, innocent, pure little elf that also has the mouth of a sailor. It's fine.
Yeah, we can do something like that. All right. Cool. I mean, you figure out what works best for you. And we'll work it out. And then who do we have left for qualities? Bentham?
I rolled a 45.
45. 45 is hairstyle. You have a special hairstyle. Roll me a 1d6.
Afro.
Oh god. 4?
You have curly hair. Your
Oh.
hair is curly enough to defy gravity and always takes the same shape. You have like perfect curly hair.
I can't like keep the elf hat on because it just gets in the way.
Maybe you
No,
just
it's
like stuff
perfect.
it into
Like,
the
your
elf hat.
hair
And if the elf
always
hat
looks
comes off, it
perfect.
goes boing.
Your
It
hair
says it,
always
like,
looks
stays in
perfect. And
place,
then when
so
you
imagine that I just have to perch the hat on top.
you never no, it's more of like, even like, you know how most people get hat hair? If you take your hat off, you basically your hair looks really nice anyway, so you don't have hat hair. So what we'll say is you get something very similar to what Blue Jay had, is where if you lose your hat, you still get the bonus of having a hat. Okay?
Nice.
All right.
I'll take
Roll
that.
me another 1d66.
All right. 63.
Ooh, that's a low one. Shapeshifter. What?
Oh, that
You
sounds
are
awesome.
an animal or weapon that has taken the form of a
Reindeer.
Reindeer.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
a reindeer infiltrator.
Roll me a 1d6.
I like this plan. I've got to roll for it.
Oh no.
I mean, it is the name of the
Roll
show
for
and
it,
everything.
man.
I got a 3.
Hold on, I gotta find it now. We're not there because it's way down. It's way down. Shapeshifter. What was it?
3.
I got a 3.
It is a flying creature. We could say
Flying reindeer.
It's definitely reindeer.
It's definitely a
okay, I'll
reindeer.
give you a choice. You can be a flying reindeer or a flying kangaroo because both of them live in this world. I have flying kangaroos because I had an Australian person in chat and they were telling me how in their lore for the holidays, there's a special stable that has reindeer, flying reindeer instead of, or flying kangaroo instead of reindeer.
I'll probably go with reindeer, but that sounds really like.
Okay.
Maybe
So,
when you lie, your nose begins to glow. Your name is Rudolph.
So
Oh,
you're
no.
actually a reindeer, and you look like a reindeer.
So
But you
am
can-
I one of the
you can
reindeer,
just-
or
You
am I
can
trying to
become
get
so basically
something
you can
because
become a reindeer
I'm,
when you
like
can become a reindeer when you want, or you can be hidden if you want. And you choose when you want to be hidden or when you want to be a reindeer.
So
But
does that
if
mean
someone
that I'm
sees
like
you
one of the
trans-
reindeer that don't get picked for the to pull the sleigh? So I'm gonna try and get. I've turned into an elf so that I can try and sneak on board.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Maybe
'cause
you know the whole Santa picks Rudolph to like guide the sleigh, etc. Maybe that's just a one-time thing, and you're like, I really want to go back on the outing. Like I've got the feeling I need to go out. I've
it's
been
not foggy
chosen
enough.
for it. It's not foggy enough. You know, he keeps needing a fog light, and he never picks me.
Oh my gosh, this is so great. But if someone sees you, I'm going to say if someone sees you transform, either way, they're going to know. So you have to kind of be careful about it.
Hey,
And
you're fucking Rudolph, ain't you?
What are you talking about? You
that's
think
fair.
elves can't transform into reindeer? You're just crazy.
He says it's antlers just.
all right, I think we have everybody's
No
qualities,
one will
right?
ever believe you. And then I walk.
Alrighty, let's move on to our roots. Everyone is going to roll a 1d66 again, and I'm going to bring up the roots table. So let me get to that,
I got 44.
which will alter your elf root. So this is going to be like your background story, which
I also
So what
got
was your
44.
and then you're gonna roll me one more, and that's gonna be your stress explosion. So first, what's your first one, EE? Because you rolled, I guess.
44.
44, which means you are an infiltrator. You are a member of an organization that opposes Santa, and you have been sent to spy on him or possibly even assassinate him. So you have a second clause to winning. If Santa dies, you win also. So you can either have the most candy canes, or if Santa dies, you have like a secret mission.
Can I
But
reroll?
so
'cause
does
I
Blue
got the
Jay.
same number as E.
Unless we're
I want a different background. I don't want the same
Maybe
one.
me and
Yeah,
Blue
you
Jay
can roll
teaming
it
up.
for
Maybe
it.
we're a spy team.
I
Oh,
don't
but
want
we
to
can't-
be too pure.
Spy team.
I'm too pure.
Spy
But maybe
team.
that's just but Blue Jay, maybe that's just the facade you're putting on.
Maybe-
Maybe
What do
maybe
you
you have like
mean?
a split personality, so you act all pure, but then like behind the scenes, when you're talking to EE, like EE's character, you're like swearing up the storm, and you're actually being yourself.
That
Type
explains
of
why
thing.
you're a delinquent.
That
Yeah.
explains why I'm a delinquent.
You're always
Aw.
late
You
to
wanna do that or
adult
no?
spy
I don't
training.
want to kill Santa.
We can do-
I
Give
do
you
feel
one
though
more
like
roll.
if we have two people on the same thing,
On the
then
kill
it's
Santa
clearly them
team, it's
two
a little
conspiring to kill
heavy-handed,
Santa,
yeah.
and he'll die in
It would be
minutes.
kind of funny because then you guys will get extra points for saving him every time that you save him. You get extra candy canes for saving him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
The
2v2.
bonus for saving Santa's pretty high.
We'll just be like, man, Santa's getting nearly killed very frequently today.
Wait, but
Also,
is
you
this
guys can
making
fight
me
each other,
to
too.
assassinate Santa? Because I don't know.
I'm gonna ruin so many kids' Christmas. It's gonna be amazing.
The whole point of this is it's supposed to be funny. It's totally different. By the way, Santa and Mrs. Claus have other things going on too.
I bet
Just
they do.
Just gonna put that out there. Like
I mean,
there's
there's a part of me that is like, yes, like Dark Elf Squad assassinate Santa, and there's another part of me that wants to have like different backgrounds for everybody because there's
yeah,
so
we
many
can do that. We can if someone rolls the same background, we can roll a different one for them. Sure.
I mean, because that's what me and E rolled the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. We can do that. So E, first roll me your explosion, your stress explosion.
What dice
1d6.
is this? Okay, 1d6.
1d66.
My stress explosion is YouTubing. Or 45.
45. So you are, oh God, this is the best. Rampage. You use anything you can lay your hands on to run around and destroy things around.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
That is
I am a
brilliant.
Russian infiltrator here to destroy the capitalist oppressors at our Christmas.
Oh man.
Now you've made
Okay.
Christmas not about Christmas spirit. You make it about buying presents and capitalist pigs. And I am here to fix this.
I've bought so many.
All right, Blue Jay, you wanted to re-roll, so go ahead and re-roll me a 1d66 for your roots, your elf roots.
33.
33. You self-punishment. In order to punish yourself for your inexperience or sins, you have taken up the job of an elf. So you see being an elf as punishment, apparently.
Well, I mean, you have to work for a living. That's punishment enough.
And then roll me one more
Working 9 to
1d66 for
5,
your explosion. So I'll explain how explosions work in a little bit after.
Okay.
I assume it's like when your stress at 0, you have a mode that you enter.
Yeah.
Okay.
52.
52?
You talk yourself.
Did you say 52?
Yep.
This is really cute. Shopping. You go crazy spending your candy canes on shopping.
Cool. My stress explosion is I go shopping. That sounds really real, actually.
Yeah, so you can go shopping, you're a pure elf, etc. I'll just go and murder everyone. I like how I
yeah.
can even manage that in this scenario. I am evil, I want to murder Santa. Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh gosh. I can't believe you rolled that. It's going to be the best thing ever. I
I'm
love
gonna go
it.
get my hats. Can I just...
Josh or Bentham, who wants to go next? Josh? Okay, go ahead.
38.
38. Ooh. 38. We're going to go with unrequited love. Following your one-sided love of Santa, you have come here. So you've come here because you love Santa. You just like love everything about Santa and you're just like all about it. You're like, this is the coolest place ever. Oh, I work for Santa.
I like
Roll me for your stress explosion.
I'm getting kind of tsundere feel from my character.
Yeah.
And I want everyone's explosion to be different too, if we're going to go with different backgrounds too.
49.
49. All
My
right.
disguise is perfect. They will never know it is me.
Roll me a different one.
It's like, I am totally
Roll
not
me a
a
different one because
spy.
yours is in
And
the
I'm
range
totally
of
not a Russian spy.
the other
Move
two.
along.
21.
21. Ooh, gambling. You use every candy cane you have to gamble.
Okay.
Oh my
Perfect.
god. Don't get stressed out, Josh.
Nope.
Bentham, go ahead and roll me your background. Your elf.
I got a 16.
A 16. Ooh. I think we need to re-roll this one.
Okay,
Tell us
I
what
can
it
do
is
that.
It's mistress, and I don't want to have that be part of like the background. Yeah. I don't want you to be like
You're cheating
Just
on
gonna.
Santa with Mrs. Claus.
I got 66. Is it special because it's the last one?
who knows? You're really not quite sure how you wound up becoming an elf. Maybe you're so old you just don't remember, or like you've been there for so long you just
One day,
don't.
I was a reindeer in
Amnesia.
the stables, and then suddenly I was an elf, and I'm like, well, this is new. Guess I'll go be an elf.
Dwarf with
Sure.
a bow, and then one day.
And then roll me for your stress explosion.
22.
Can you roll me a different one?
Okay.
Because it's in the range of someone else's.
31.
31. Ooh, mischief. You start making trouble and playing tricks on Santa and other elves.
That's your stress explosion, is what you
Yeah.
would do anyway.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
He's like,
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds
just
fun.
the game. This is perfect.
No, it's gonna be great. This is why I love this, is because it's gonna be so funny watching you guys play together. All
I
right.
do not know what you talk about. It is very simple. We make presents, we elves, definitely nothing else.
We'll talk about stress after, because I think that's gonna after we're done
really
making.
talk about stress. That really would help.
So now we're gonna figure out what your elf powers are.
Max, can we
So-
talk about stress? I just really need to vent real quick.
Otherwise, I might just go rampage and kill Santa. I'm just saying, it might happen. Also, we're playing an RPG, aren't we?
We are playing an RPG. All right, now we're gonna talk about your elf powers.
It's really warm in that hat.
And my elf power be I have a really cute, really small dog.
Let me scroll down here for your powers. Alrighty. I think this is weapons. Okay.
Can I
powers.
have suitcase nuke? For
So
no reason. It's present.
you're gonna roll me a 1d6, and we're gonna figure out what your weapons are or what your power is. Now with the powers, we can either do 2 powers or 1 power. I think 1
Two.
power is easier
Oh.
because then you just have a focus, and it makes
Oh.
you use it more often. But we could do 2 if you guys think you're up for it.
Oh yeah.
But it's more challenging.
I'm
But
fine
I
with
am up for
one.
challenge.
I don't
We'll see
mind.
what the ones
There's
we
already
get
a
on.
lot of content to put in the game. For a one shot, I think 1 is probably fine.
That
Yeah, I
equals
think
the
1
three.
is fine, is what I was thinking.
Okay, fair.
Give me 1 second because I need to go through this.
I will put 3-second timer on bomb then.
No, don't do that. Okay. Give me your highest attribute. What's your highest attribute?
It is cunning and will, both for 3.
Cunning and will. Pick one that you like more.
epic. I like cunning the most.
You like cunning the most. Roll me 1d6.
5.
Your maid power is fake crying, or your elf power is fake crying.
Lord, it is
can
just so
use
cold
fake-
outside, and I am.
You can use fake
Feel
crying.
bad.
You can use fake crying to use your cunning for what would normally be an affection roll, and you must role play for this. So make sure you write that down.
I am so sad.
it's-
It is broken.
if I make you roll an affection roll, you can be like, "No, I'm going to use cunning because I have fake crying," and then you have to role play. You have to use the fake crying as part of it. Okay. Next up, who wants to go? Figure out what their power is.
Mine's affection.
Okay, yours gonna be affection. Roll me that 1d6, girl. Oh.
2.
World for 2. By taking 1d6 stress, you can create a world for you and one other person where for 5 minutes no one can intrude you.
So 7 minutes in heaven?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
A
World
whole new
4-2.
world.
So
A new
I have to take how much
fantastic
stress for
point of
that?
view.
1d6 stress.
1d6 stress for 5 minutes of, I'm just gonna put safety.
Yeah. So basically you can pull somebody else into like, and you get to choose where you go. Like you can pick that and stuff. It'll be all your choice.
I'll save you, Santa.
Oh, oh my
It's fine.
gosh.
Santa does not need saving. Nothing to
That's so
see.
cute. Look how angry she looks. She's like, don't kill Santa. Blue Jay's face whenever she was like, I rolled the same thing as him. I don't want to kill Santa.
I know why I want to kill Santa. My tragic love was an elf that he sent to the coal mine who died in the coal mines, mining coal for Santa and the capitalist
But
pigs.
really, you're going to find out it was Josh's character who put him on the naughty list. And that's why. No,
Everyone must die.
Okay.
That's
Bentham, what's
your
your
policy.
Bentham, what's your top
Really
stat?
weirded me out.
It's both affection and will or 4.
Okay, which one would you like to use?
Will. Let's try
You
that.
want will. Ooh, I like that. Roll me 1d6.
I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4. Tenacity. Even after being defeated in battle, you can take 2 stress to get to your feet. So if you go down to 0 candy cane, or like, and you use all of your other stuff, you can basically come back up for 2 stress. Pretty hype.
It's all right.
Like second life. That's crazy. Good luck trying to kill that, E. And
I do
then
not need to kill him.
But when I am standing back up again, am I in reindeer form?
I'm gonna leave that up to you. Actually, I think when you die, you should turn into a reindeer, right?
I mean, if that's your original form, then
That's
yeah.
your original form, yeah.
That's why I've got my second life. That like if you kill elf me, then I just revert to reindeer and get another chance.
Oh, yeah. That's OP, dude. Oh, that makes so much sense lore-wise. That's crazy how that just turned out. All right, Josh, what you got?
I got a 2, and my highest score is will.
Ooh. All right. You are going to be Crisis Adrenaline. You can spend 1d6 points of favor, aka candy canes, to add an athletics roll to your stress. You cannot use this to deliberately avoid the natural removal of stress points.
So I roll a 1d6, or I spend 1d6
You spend 1d6 worth of candy canes.
and add athletics.
Yeah, to add an athletics roll to your stress. Doesn't make any sense.
Why would I do that?
I don't know either. Crisis
I get
Adrenaline.
my currency so I can stress myself out.
I guess it's so that you can
Like
deliberately
stress
trigger
is
your
a
stress
defeated
mode.
resource thing?
Oh yeah, so you can put yourself into your stress mode, but your stress mode is not something you want to be part of.
Well,
'cause
no,
you're-
it's stress mode is he gambles. It doesn't mean he loses.
Yeah.
So strictly, like when he
mean-
gambles, I guess you get him to like roll a dice, and then like he either loses all his canes or he doubles them or something. So technically,
Yeah.
there is maybe.
I
a
would
purpose to it.
probably just start betting people things like, I bet you can't wrap this present faster than me.
I'll
Is
bet
there,
you
like,
this
an
many. Yeah, but you have to bet candy canes for it. I'm not going to make you
Yeah.
bet all your candy canes, but you can bet like you have to start betting some and things like that.
Is there like an elf betting ring? Is there like an underground casino or something?
Oh yeah, there has to be. At this point now, there has to be. I think it's going to be run by like a king penguin.
Oh, perfect.
You want to put it all on black, do you?
All right. Next up, now that everyone has their elf powers.
I was wondering, is it possible maybe to re-roll mine because fake crying doesn't really seem to be in line with the rest of the character?
It is.
I can
Fake
keep it-
crying is actually really cunning, though.
It is.
Like in situations where like you're getting yelled at or something, you could be like,
I did
But
actually roll a
it's
4, and then you said to roll after I found out what my attribute was. So technically, I did roll a 4 instead of a 5, but I don't mind.
"Wait, what?"
Well,
Wait,
you
what
said
happened?
You said roll a d6. I rolled a 4, and then you said, "What's your highest stat?" And I was like, "Cunning." You said, "Oh, then roll a d6." So I rolled another d6 afterwards. So I ignored the 4, but I think it should have been the 4 rather than the 5. But it doesn't matter.
And that was for what cunning?
Cunning.
Yeah, if you rolled a 4 initially, we can go with that if that's what you'd like. That would be trap. Even if you aren't there at the time, you can have a trap prepared in advance during a battle.
Okay, that sounds very much more like my character.
But I want to see you fake cry.
I know.
It's so terrible. My foot is all hurt. I stepped on
You
Lego.
can't have both of you.
I really like the fake crying.
Okay, I'll keep the fake crying.
I think it's funny. I think it'll be fun because the whole point of this is like we're gonna go narrative driven rather than like, you know what I mean?
I was just saying that with traps though, I could have all the Christmas ornaments be traps all the time.
That's so mean.
Exploding baubles.
Exploding baubles. The tree that spins round and like has like knives for pines.
Mimic presents. Okay, let's go with candy canes now. So we'll move on from there. You start with candy canes equal to twice your affection, and your spirit is 10 times your will score. I think it should automatically get your will score or your spirit for you.
Favor, yeah.
Yeah. And you're starting your candy canes, which is your favor, is going to be twice your affection. So whatever your affection is,
it's got it automatically.
Yep, it done. It's done automatically.
I can't see candy canes on mine.
It's favor.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because
Let's start with that. I've got 40 spirit and 8 favor.
40?
Jeez.
Wait, where is this?
On your character sheet.
Oh, I have 20 spirit and 8 favor.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to work really hard. 30 and 2.
Now you get to pick your name and your age, and I'm going to leave that up to you guys. And while you guys are picking those and thinking about them, try to pick names that are like elfy and they match your kind of personalities, because elves are like, you know, if you're a baker, your name is Sugar Plum Trixie or, you know, something like that. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about the other stuff while you're thinking of names.
I am Ivan Berry. That is definitely elf. Definitely not Russian spy.
What's your name going to be?
Ivan Berry.
Ivan Berry.
Definitely not spy.
And I would say change your name on your character sheet and in Roll20 on here so that people can see. Just makes it easier for them to because I don't know. I always forget people's names. It makes it easy on me.
So my maid roots are I'm an elf because I'm punishing myself.
Yeah, I guess you like see it as you are like working in this basically the workshop.
The thing is, if it makes sense with my stress explosion, all of these toys I would rather be playing with.
Ooh.
But I have to work. I have to work hard instead.
That's why you have the shopping that makes sense.
That's why when I have a stress explosion, I go shopping, because all I really want to do is play with all these toys and gifts. But I'm like, it's a mastery of willpower that I am able to work instead.
Yeah, I think that works. That makes sense. Whatever works for you guys. I mean, you can rewind, like tweak it so that it fits your kind of background. I'm cool with that. That sounds good.
I'm trying to think of an elf name that's not just.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys how stress works and all of that while you guys are thinking of names, so I can give you a little bit of time, and then the viewers can know how all the other things work. Stress works like this. When you lose any kind of engagement, an argument, a fight, someone coerces you into doing something that you wouldn't want to do, you take stress from that encounter. When an elf takes more stress than their spirit, they have a stress explosion. So if your stress is more than your spirit, you will have a stress explosion. For a number of real-world minutes, they can only take actions that are in line with their stress explosion. For every minute that passes that they this way, their stress goes down by 1. So every minute that you do what your stress explosion is, your stress goes down and you're gonna go back to normal. So how do elves accumulate stress? Usually in combat. This is what happens. This is what happens whenever characters are opposing or competing with each other, no matter what kind of actions, words, or exchanges are involved. Combat does not have to be a physical thing. In combat, all elves are pretty much simultaneously act simultaneously. So how this works is first the elf describes what they're doing, and then the GM tells you what tribute I think you should roll. The target describes how they're going to defend that, and then the GM will decide whether that attribute works or not. And then each combatant will roll 1d6 and multiply it by their attributes. And then this is called the attack power. The combat then goes to whoever gets the highest result. The loser suffers stress equal to the attack power divided by their own defending attribute. So I'll give you guys a handout that says this as well, so you know those rules. So I'll use an example. For example, Peppermint Gilly is trying to trip Charlie Coco as he carries Santa's hot cocoa to him at the table. Peppermint Gilly sticks out her leg using her athletics of 2, and Charlie Coco tries to see and dodge it with a cunning of 3. Peppermint rolls a 4 for a total of 8, and Charlie Coco rolls a 2 for a total of 6, which means Peppermint wins and Charlie takes stress equal to 8, which is the attack power, divided by 3 in his cunning, rounded down, which would mean that Charlie would take 2 stress. That kind of makes sense, I hope. And then he will trip and fall and spill his hot cocoa over Santa, and that sucks. And then he'll probably lose candy cane for that. So it kind of makes sense. Pretty straightforward.
So
two elves can team up to either attack or defend, and how this works is you'll add both of your results together, and then you can either defend or attack based with that.
They generally stress attacks only do a little bit of damage, right?
Yeah, generally, because it's divided by the amount, so it's usually not too bad.
How to kill Santa.
Just remember that masters have lower stats than any of you guys, just generally. And then non-combat.
Santa-senpai, I am feeling so warm right now.
Why do you do senpai? No, we're not. This is not. Don't stop.
I've just been reading the rulebook. It's washing off. Rubbing off. That's the one.
And then the non-combat side of things is if you're not opposed by another person, it's easy. You just roll your 1d6 and multiply it by the result of your tribute or your attribute you're using, and then the larger number wins. The basic difficulty for something is a 4 to 6 is the minimum necessary for a success. So if you roll your 1d6 plus or times your multiplier and you get 4 to 6, you succeed. If you for difficult, for an amateur is 6 to 8, and something only a pro can pull off is 8 to 10, and then difficult for even a pro is 10. So depending on how difficult I make a task, you might have to roll higher. So it's basically you're saving DC for something in like.
And that's plus 2d6, or 1d6. Sorry.
It's 1d6 and then multiplied by the attribute. So like let's say I say you have to use your cunning, so you do roll 1d6 times your cunning attribute.
Times or the number of dice equal to your cunning attribute.
You just roll 1d6 and multiply the result by the attribute.
That's.
So if you got 4 in something, you're set then.
Yeah, you're like, oh, on average, I'm getting like 12.
Depends on how difficult the task is, right? So if the task is like, for instance, if the task is refilling a mug, right? And no one's opposing you, you're going to go fill up the cocoa mug. I'm using this as an example because I just want to keep using the same example. So if you're using the cocoa mug and you want to fill it up, I might say, I don't know, let me look at the attributes. What would make the most sense? Skill. Your skill at making hot cocoa. So you're going to roll me, and if you think it should be something else, you can oppose me and be like, I think it should be this, okay? So roll me that. So you'd roll me 1d6 and then multiply it by your skill. And that would be how good you make hot cocoa. And I think a hot cocoa is something that's minimum, right? It's a 4 to 6. Now, doing something like the star is missing at the top of the Great Hall Christmas tree, and we need someone that's strong and brave to go up to the top of the tree and put it up there. This is a difficult task, and it's probably going to be much, much harder. And so it might have like a 10 plus difficulty or something like that, right? That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That all makes sense, like the combat stuff. It's pretty easy. It's basically like whoever's attacking says what they want to roll, whoever's defending says what they want to roll, and if everybody agrees on that, then we're cool. You roll, whoever gets the highest wins, whoever loses gains stress, whoever wins gets the outcome that they wanted.
Okay.
unless it's not opposed, then it's just me and you discussing it. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
No confusion? Okay. And then the elf uniform stuff. So your hat is worth 2 points. So if you lose your hat or your hat gets broken, your hat is a magical item. Your uniform is like a magical piece of you. And if you come showing up to work without your uniform, you're going to get negatives to it. And you'll get negatives to your roll. So your hat is -2, your shirt is -1, your skirt or shorts or whatever you decide to have is -1. Your belt is -1, your tights or stockings is -1, and your pointy little shoes are worth 1 as well. So if you lose any of those things, which you guys could like steal someone's shoes while they're sleeping, or like do silly things like that. If you guys want to mess with each other, you could get somebody to have to roll lots of negatives. Now, keep in mind that Blue Jay has a bonus because she has her gloves, and then Bentham also can deal with not having a hat because he has amazing
My
hair.
hair's awesome. I don't need a hat.
Distracts you from the hat.
It ruins my style.
The next thing is the merrymaking and gleeful. So I've changed the way that this was, because before it was basically seducing and making love with somebody. I've changed it. So what merrymaking is merrymaking is when you get somebody to not do work. So you have them do something fun instead of doing work, because your job here is to do work. You have lots of things to do, and there's lots of tasks to do in Santa's Village. It's a lot like combat, but it differs in how stress and candy are used. Characters, whether they're PCs or NPCs, can attempt to merry-make with each other. Merry-making is basically what I just said, where you're having fun instead of doing your elfly duties. It's both a bonus and a drawback for you to merry-make and to make somebody gleeful due to being merry-maked with. For the merry-maker, so if you're the one who gets somebody to have fun instead of doing their job, you get a bonus. The merrymaker automatically succeeds in any combat roll against the gleeful, or they can order, and the gleeful always has to obey. So you have like a bond with each other, basically. The penalty is the merrymaker effectively becomes a second Santa for that person, for the gleeful person, and must give out candy canes in the relevant situations, following the guidelines for Santa. However, the merrymaker cannot take candy canes away from anybody. Okay, you're not taking away candies. You're giving yours to the other person to get them to do stuff for you, basically. Furthermore, if Santa is gleeful, the merrymaker does not receive any extra candy canes beyond what they would normally be rewarded. So you can also get Santa to neglect his duties of being Santa, and he'll have to give you candy canes, but he doesn't give you any extras. Make sense?
So it doesn't really make sense for you to merry-make with Santa because you won't get any extra stuff from it.
Yeah.
Still think he's a capitalist dog and he deserves to die.
Basically, the benefit is that if you're gleeful, you get candy canes from somebody.
Mm.
So if somebody, like, let's say Bentham gets Blue Jay to dance instead of making toys, and you guys are doing a little dance party and you're dancing, and now Blue Jay is gleeful, and now Bentham's character owes her candy canes to keep the relationship going.
But I can't.
Okay.
I can't fight with you.
You can't fight with him, so Bentham can now be like,
ask me to do something, I have to.
Yeah, he can be like, Blue Jay, you should go trip EE, and then you'll be like, yeah, I should. And
Definitely. That sounds like a great idea.
All right, that works.
That's how a normal relationship works between people. I will give you candy because we danced one time, and you will do stuff for me.
This is how elves work, okay? They're really happy, really trusting people.
You know what? I'm somewhat siding my character now. I think Elf Society needs to have a wake up. Santa doesn't sound like a good person.
Just wait till you find out the background stories for Santa and Mrs. Claus and all the other characters. There's some interesting shit going down.
She needs to
like I said, Santa and Mrs. Claus are not who you think they are. For the gleeful, if you're the gleeful person, your bonus is you receive candy canes from a second source. So in addition to Santa, you can also gain candy canes from your fellow elves or an NPC. So this can be an NPC as well. Penalty is that the Gleeful automatically loses to the Merrymaker in combat rolls, and we've already discussed that. And this penalty is if the character is Gleeful by multiple elves at the same time and they give him or her conflicting orders, those Merrymakers must make a contested roll to see whose order gets followed. So let's say Bentham has already, like danced with Blue Jay, and now Josh gets into the mix of things, and Josh convinces Blue Jay to sip hot cocoa by the fire with him instead. And so they're sipping cocoa instead of they're supposed to be stuffing stockings.
I'm just not working at all.
Not working at all. And
slacking off. It's even worse.
Now Bentham's character has told Blue Jay to trip EE, and Josh's character has said, "Oh, we should be really nice to EE. Maybe we should get him a gift."
Yeah, that's totally what he's going to say.
She's confused. She's like, "Oh, should I get him a gift, or am I supposed to trip him? I'm not sure." So Josh and Bentham now combat, and they roll against each other to see whose bond is stronger with Blue Jay. So that's basically how that goes.
I want you to do that IRL. But also, like,
I'll fight you, Bentham.
Oh no, you'll probably win.
So
it depends if you think our character stats or not. Actually, I've got 1 athletics. This is a terrible plan.
There's more to it, though. There's more to it. Once that's done,
it's really focused on seducing people.
Hold on. The Gleeful person takes the stress from any roll instead of the Merrymaker. So Josh and Bentham are going to roll off, and whoever loses and would normally take stress, that stress gets put on Blue Jay now.
Because I'm sad.
Oh, so they're like, why are you fighting? You're my friends.
Yeah. So that's how that works.
I mean,
you can merrymake by.
I don't want to psychoanalyze whoever wrote the rules for this, but there's a lot of power dynamics in the seduction thing. I'm just gonna say, it's a lot of. It's interesting.
It's going off of
it makes for really
established tropes in anime and the like. It's not going off of real life.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wait, this isn't how it works in real life.
No.
Oh.
Blue Jay, no. Yeah, it plays out to be pretty fun, actually. It's like the most I've ever laughed in a tabletop game ever in my life. And then beyond that, you can merrymake by using affection or cunning or another skill if you can justify it. While the target opposes with whatever attribute they wish, opponent must roll to resist the merrymaking temptation. However, for each unsuccessful merrymaking attempt on the successful character, successive attempts receive a penalty of -1 to the dice roll. So
even if you're okay to go with it, you have to roll to resist. You could just choose like a really low skill or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the thing is, if Bentham tries to, like, now you've danced once and he wants to make you dance again, he rolls -1 to his next roll to try to get you to do that.
Oh. Okay. No, if he's unsuccessful.
Yeah, if he's unsuccessful, yeah. So his like your next attempt on that would be.
I'm like, you've already tried to get me to do this one time.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't think so, mister. I have some stockings to stuff.
That was cute.
Unlike normal combat, the merrymaker cannot spend candy canes on merrymaking rolls, though the target can. So you can spend candy cane as a bonus to add to your roll any rolls that you want, except for merrymaking rolls. But if you want to defend a merrymaking thing, then you can use candy cane for that. Although the merrymaker takes stress, if the attempt fails, the target does not take any stress for failing to resist. So if Bentham tries to make Blue Jay dance and he fails, he will take stress. But if Blue Jay fails, that she doesn't take stress because she was the one who was defending. Got it? No confusion?
It is definitely not stressful to turn Bentham's offer of dancing down.
Oh, the pup is so cute. We're almost done. Furthermore, elves can use appropriate role-playing to disrupt the merrymaking attempt and thereby add their own roll results to Santa's roll or anybody else's roll to resist the merrymaking temptation. It can be a tug of war. So basically, other people can get involved. Same with combat. You guys can all do that.
No, Blue Jay, you're supposed to be working. But I really want to dance.
Once a character is gleeful, the following rules come into play. Merrymaking gestures can soothe stress or strife and can add to it greatly. So having relationships is sometimes a good thing. The good thing is you can do words of encouragement, which is 1d6. You have to say something each time, and it has to be a different thing. You can give somebody a present for 1d6. And 3d6 for the first time. A present only counts as one instance. And then beyond that, it would be 1d6 per scene. Doing their work. You can do someone else's work. So you can do another elf's work, and you can take away stress from them. And then you can take on their tasks. Or you can you can take away their stress. Now you can also give people stress. You can insult somebody who you have a relationship with, and you'll give them plus 1d6 stress, and you have to say something different each time for this. Betrayal, you can betray somebody for plus 2d6, 3d6 for the first time though. You can fight with somebody, and the first time you do that is a 3d6 instead of a 2d6. This does not have to be like a physical fight. It could be like an argument type of fight. Partner merrymaking with another elf. So if you see, and this only happens upon discovering that you're your friend. So let's say Josh found out now that Blue Jay was dancing with Bentham. Now you take stress.
It is very stressful watching them dance because I know I am better dancer.
Yeah.
The moves are terrible.
Or you see your partner gleeful by another person, which is what I said earlier. So it all depends. Or there's a tragedy. Tragedies are a whole other thing. When stress caused by merrymaking activities results in a stress explosion, a tragedy results. So if you become stress exposed because of a what do you call it? A merrymaking thing, you will then get a tragedy. And tragedy is, I changed these because it was kind of like really bad before, like inappropriate bad, like X card. So if you look at the real rules, some of these are not the same.
I'm gonna look at tragedies right now. I'm not gonna comment on it. My face is just gonna say it all.
Tragedy is depression for one, and this person now isolates themselves and avoids contact with others. Another PC can make a difficulty 6 luck roll to bring their spirits up, and take them out of depression. Harassment, the character endlessly and viciously harasses their former partner. If they're like, you did something terrible. Scandal, the character spreads the most intimate details of their relationship with another willing to listen.
Bentham always dances the waltz every time.
How could you tell everyone
I
this?
wanted to
I only know
tango
that
once,
dance.
and he said no, just the waltz.
It's actually just a reindeer. I don't know that many dances.
I'm just a reindeer. I don't know many. That's great. Seeking comfort from another is the fourth option. Attacking a partner is the other one, and then leaving workshop is the final one. So those are basically what can happen if a tragedy occurs.
Well, you're down tools.
And that's it. That's your rules for main RPG.
Sweet.
I'm going to probably add a couple more handouts, but I think that the main ones are how you gain and spend points. And I'm not going to worry too much about the other things because I really just want to worry about narrative and you guys having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
I just,
So much.
I can't believe I rolled me again every time. I always roll the charisma bastard characters, and the dice know.
You could reskin that character. I'm sure you could.
I'm trying to kill Santa, and I have high cunning. I don't know how much more I can reskin that. I have a foreign accent. Like.
Well, I figured out what my name is.
Ooh, let's hear your name.
It's Sugarcane.
Aww.
Because all these elf names just sound like a holiday stripper.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna say it, but I was like.
Yeah. I mean, like all of them, like
Wait,
Peppermint
do we
Patty,
work
like,
at the North Pole, or is this just like a CD bar in like Alberta somewhere?
Alaska.
You'll have to wait to find out.
Anyway, my name is Sugarcane.
Brilliant.
Because I'm so sweet. And also Candy Cane.
Your pitch is just. I'm still confused by the pitch. I'm not sure which way this is going.
Super duper sweet, right? Are you, or
Very
is there something else
Why are
going
you
on
so
there?
fucking confused?
I am not confused. Just show me to where the reindeer caps. Ignore this big hunting knife.
What?
Don't
God.
kill Bethel!
Well, if he's going
There is
for the
one
main
reindeer
then
too
that's
few
good
here.
for me. They'll have a
I must
shortage.
find the
I'll have to
last
bring in the
reindeer.
crappy ones.
Anywho,
If he
do
kills
you
all the
guys
good
have names?
reindeer, I'm in.
Yeah, do you guys have your names, and then we can wrap it up.
Oh yeah, mine's gonna be Noel Snow Sparkles.
Aw,
Aww.
no snow sparkles. I love it.
Oh god.
The
Cute.
thing about mine is it needs to be like
Totally not
it needs to be,
Rudolph.
like as generic as yeah, because I've just made it up as a reindeer, so I'm like it needs to be like the
I
John
think you should
Smith
just like
elf
hang
thing.
a lantern. It's a one shot which is super stupid. Just hang a lantern like I've gone with like Ivan Berry. I'm not sure
work
about
something
that,
out.
but be just
Yeah,
called,
make
like,
sure you change
totally
your
not
names
Rudolph.
and your names in Roll20 too.
I see. I also need to work out my reindeer name.
Oh, everyone needs
Okay,
to turn on
you-
animated
You
dice
need
and
some
automatically
help
roll
for
dice.
reindeer names? We can look up reindeer. We
I
need to
was
find
looking-
reindeer names, right?
No, I think Bentham is Rudolph though, right? Like he's sad.
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet
I was thinking of new
David,
ones.
and Donner and Blitzen.
Wait,
No, I've got to be none of
that's
those.
why you get Donna meat and kebabs.
Oh, God.
Chestnut,
That's what happens when Santa doesn't
Speedy.
like a reindeer.
Speedy, Gundrop, Dazzle, Bootsy.
Dazzle as a
Okay.
first name.
Pick 2 Christmas decorations and
Tinsel.
slam them together.
Tinsel bauble.
Yes. I mean, you're a fake elf.
McMuffins, Flufferkin.
Let's not be
I-
fun.
Did you say McMuffin?
McMuffin.
Yeah, I was like-
McDonald's. I will be
McMitten.
sausage egg.
I feel like it's not like a.
Call yourself Dolph.
No.
I think you should be Comet.
No, I've got to not be one of the actual reindeer though.
You've got to be
Why not?
Rudolph because he always gets rejected going out because it's not
Zip.
buggy.
Call
Zip
yourself
or Flash or Lightning
Yeah,
or
I've got.
Garland Tinsel Tree.
I'm just gonna be like all the words are just gonna be basically the same thing. I'm gonna be Dazzle Starshine.
Dazzle
Oh,
Starshine.
Like, I really like
Dazzle,
shiny
Dazzle,
stuff, so I'm just
Starshine.
gonna make my entire name that.
Cool.
Okay, I'm just gonna
I
stick
could be
with
Rudolph,
Ivan Berry
but-
for the moment.
All right. So change your name in there. We have all of our elves now. That's it. Those are our elves.
You need to change your name as well
Yeah.
to Santa.
Yeah, I should change my name. That's true. That's true. I'll change my name. But I'm not always going to be Santa. That's the problem. I might be
But
some
you're
other.
always gonna be Santa in my heart.
Aw.
Not after I kill her.
I love Santa.
Wow. I think Santa's
gonna try to
great, and
kill
I
me.
don't want to kill her.
So does anyone have any problems or questions or concerns or anything like that?
Nope. I think it'll be fun.
Yay.
And
So I
now
know
you and Bentham have to dye your hair blue again.
Oh no!
I'll wear a blue wig.
I've not got any left.
Bentham, you need to
I'm
change your
gonna
name in
be Santa.
Roll20.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'll-
I think
I'm
we should
gonna
end the
wear,
recording here, by the way.
I'm going to
so-
wear a Santa wig and all that.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye,
Thank you guys so
Patreon.
much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the character creation. We have some silly characters, and we'll see you guys on Saturday for some crazy holiday homebrew made RPG.
Gonna be weird.